Once upon a time, in a kingdom shrouded by lush forests and towering mountains, there lived a young princess named Snow White. Unlike the sweet and innocent princess portrayed in other tales, Snow White's heart was twisted with darkness and envy. She was exceptionally beautiful, but her beauty was tainted by a heart that knew only malice and wickedness. At the same time, the kingdom was ruled by a benevolent king and his wife, Queen Eleanor. The queen was renowned for her kindness and compassion, loved by all who knew her. Unfortunately, fate had other plans in store for her. Queen Eleanor fell ill and passed away, leaving her heartbroken husband and a kingdom in mourning. In the midst of grief, the king sought solace in the company of a mysterious woman named Morgana. She had a captivating charm, which eased the king's pain, and they soon married. Morgana became Snow White's stepmother and the new queen. Little did anyone know that Morgana had a heart as vast as the ocean and a soul filled with unwavering goodness. She saw the darkness that clouded Snow White's heart but refused to give up on her stepdaughter, hoping that love and understanding could mend the girl's corrupted soul. Snow White, however, saw Morgana as a threat to her ambitions. She despised the queen's pure heart and the love she received from the people. Jealousy consumed Snow White, and she began to weave a web of lies to tarnish her stepmother's image. As Snow White's wickedness grew, she started spreading rumors about Morgana, portraying her as a power-hungry manipulator seeking to take over the kingdom and poison the king's mind against her. The kingdom, believing Snow White's deceitful words, slowly turned against the once adored queen. Morgana, unaware of her stepdaughter's vile intentions, continued to shower Snow White with love and affection, hoping that one day, the girl would find her way to the path of righteousness. In the depths of the kingdom's enchanted forest, Snow White stumbled upon a hidden hut inhabited by 7 charming dwarves: Doc, Happy, Grumpy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. Seizing the opportunity, she manipulated the dwarves into believing that Morgana was responsible for the kingdom's misery. With their trust firmly in her hands, Snow White hatched a sinister plan. She persuaded the dwarves to help her capture the kingdom and imprison Morgana, claiming it was the only way to bring prosperity back to the land. The day of reckoning dawned upon the kingdom as Snow White, accompanied by the misled dwarves, led a revolt against Queen Morgana. The once happy kingdom was now divided, and it seemed like the evil princess had finally triumphed over the queen's gentle heart. However, as the truth often does, it found a way to reveal itself. A brave young page named Thomas had been observing Snow White's actions closely, and his intuition sensed the falsehood in her accusations against the queen. Thomas decided to conduct his investigation discreetly. Over time, he uncovered the web of lies spun by Snow White, discovering the truth about her wicked heart and her cunning manipulation of the dwarves. Thomas knew he had to bring this revelation to light and restore justice to the kingdom. Meanwhile, Morgana, imprisoned and heartbroken, found strength in her unwavering faith in goodness. She clung to the hope that her pure heart would eventually shine through and prove her innocence. Thomas devised a plan to reveal Snow White's true nature. With the help of the 7 dwarves, he gathered the kingdom's people and exposed Snow White's lies, revealing the goodness and truth in Queen Morgana's heart. The people's hearts softened as they realized the deception they had fallen victim to. The dwarves, remorseful for their actions, turned against Snow White and set Queen Morgana free. At this crucial moment, Morgana demonstrated her compassionate heart once again. Rather than seeking revenge, she forgave Snow White and offered her a chance to change her ways. Snow White, now facing the consequences of her actions, finally saw the depth of her wickedness and understood the value of the love and kindness she had cast aside. She chose the path of redemption, and with the guidance of Queen Morgana, Snow White embarked on a journey to mend her heart and find goodness within herself. As time passed, the kingdom healed, and harmony was restored under the benevolent rule of Queen Morgana. Snow White's transformation was slow but steady, and she learned the true meaning of love, compassion, and empathy from her stepmother. From that day forward, the kingdom knew the tale of Snow White's deception, but more importantly, they learned the power of redemption and the strength of a great heart that refused to be tarnished by the darkness of the world. And so, the kingdom lived happily ever after, knowing that even in the darkest hearts, goodness can still find its way.